like to offer an apology for some of the things have been going on here tonight. They are not nice things, and they are not right things, and I would like to state, guarantorically, that we do not want any children that might be here tonight to go home and try these things out for themselves. I, of course, am talking about reading books. It is normal for kids to behave in this fashion. It stunts the brain, wears out the eyes, makes kids ugly, stinky, fatty, sweaty, Betty, boring, and crucially, it gives them verrucas of the mind. Under no circumstances do we condone such activities as we do so utterly without reservoirs. May I just ask, how many people here have ever read a book? Oh God! Oh God! You there, what's your name? Tanya. Well, Tanya, don't take this the wrong way, but bookworm, snippy little bookworm, running on its book like a sneaky little bookworm. You read books like a bookworm. Worms read books, you read books. Worms are stupid. You're a swarm! There, Tanya will learn from that. Won't stop her reading, but she'll never put her hand up in her theatre again. Somewhere, on a show, I heard, that a picture tells 1,000 words. So, Telly, if you bothered to take a look, is the equivalent of like lots of books. All I know, all I learned from Telly, this big beautiful box of facts. If you know a thing already, baby, you can switch the channel over just like that. Endless joy and endless laughter, folks living happily ever after. All you need to make you wise is 23 minutes plus advertisements. Why would we waste our energy turning the pages 1, 2, 3? When we can sit happily on our lovely families, watch people singing and talking and doing stuff. All I know, all I learned from the telly. The bigger the telly, the smarter the man. You can tell from my big telly just how clever of a fella I am. Take it away, son. You can't learn that from a stupid book. All I know, all I learned from telly, what to think and what to buy. Now I was pretty smart already, but now I'm pretty smart, very, very smart. Endless content, endless channels, endless chat on endless panels. All you need to fill your muffin without having to really think or nothing. Why would we waste our energy trying to work out Ulysses? We can sit happily, all our lovely bumblies, watch slightly famous people talking to really famous people. All I know, all I learnt from telly. The bigger the telly, the smarter the man. You can tell from my big telly just how clever of a fella I am. Who the Dickens is Charles Dickens? Mary Shelley, God, she sounds smelly. Charlotte Bronte, do not want to. Jane Austen, in the composting. James Joyce, so he doesn't sound nice. Ian McEwan, or he likes spewing. William Shakespeare, Schmilliam Shakespeare. Moby Dick. Easy, Grandma! All together now! All I know, I learned from telly. The bigger the telly, the smarter the man. You can tell from my big telly what a very clever fella.
By the way, Matilda's best friend. There's a bit coming up that's all about me. Well, not exactly about me, but I play a big part in it. But I'm not going to say what happens because I don't want to spoil it. Alright, look. What I do is I volunteer to get the transport out of the water. And then, no, I don't want to tell you anymore because I don't want to ruin it. Well, on the way back, I find a newt. A newt is a really ugly lizard that lives in the water. So I pick it up and, no, I will not say any more. I'm going to put the newt into the transport's jug and it's going to be brilliant!
What? Well, we don't have a revenge section. Why? Is there a child at school who's behaving like a bully?
No. Not a child, exactly.
Matilda, are you sure something...
Do you want to hear the next part of the story?
Story? Did you say story? Matilda, what are we waiting for?
Wound a shiny white scarf around her husband's neck. "For love, my love," she said, kissing him with the gentlest of kisses. "Smile, we have done this 1,000 times." But suddenly, she hugged him with the biggest hug in the world, so hard that he felt she would choke all of the air out of him. And so, they prepared for the most dangerous feat that had ever been performed. The great escapologist had to escape from the cage, lean out, catch his wife with one hand, grab a fire extinguisher with the other, put out the flames on the specially designed dress within 12 seconds before they reached the dynamite and blew his wife's head off!
Sorry, go on.
The trick started well. The moment the specially designed dress was set alight, the acrobat swung into the air. The crowd held their breath as she hurled over the sharks and spiky objects. 1 second, 2 seconds, they watched as the flames crept up her dress. 3 seconds, 4 seconds, she began to reach out her arms toward the cage. 5 seconds, 6 seconds, suddenly the padlocks pinged open and the huge chains fell away. 7 seconds, 8 seconds, the door flung open and the escapologist reached out one huge muscled arm to catch his wife and a child. 9 seconds, 10 seconds.
Oh, I can't move.
11 seconds, and he grabs her hand, and suddenly the flames are covered in foam before they can both be blown to pieces.
Hooray! So the story does have a happy ending after all.
No,
No?
maybe it was the thought of their child. Maybe it was the nurse. But the escapologist used just to touch too much foam, and suddenly the hands became slippy, and she fell.
Was she okay? Did she survive?
She broke every bone in her body, except the ones at the ends of her little fingers. She did manage to live long enough to have the child, but the effort was too great. "Love our little girl," she said. "Love our daughter with all your heart. She is all we ever wanted."
Love our girl with everything. She is everything.
And then she died. And then things got worse.
What? Worse? Oh no, Matilda, things can get worse.
I'm afraid they did. For the escapologist was so kind that he never for 1 second blamed the evil sister for what happened. In fact, he asked her to move in and help look after his daughter. She was nothing but cruel to the little girl, making her wash and iron and cook and clean and beating her if she did a thing wrong. But always in secret, so that the escapologist never suspected a thing. And so, the poor little girl grew up with the meanest, cruelest, horriblest that you could possibly imagine.
Let's call the police.
Mrs. Phelps, it's just a story.
What? Oh, yes. Oh, Matilda, you are so smart. Your parents must think they won the lottery having a child like you.
Oh, yeah, they do. They're always saying that. In fact, they say, "We're so proud of you, Matilda. You're like winning the lottery." Yeah, it's better go.
clever, I'm so clever. I'm so very, 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 very clever. I'm so very flaming clever. What a very clever fella I am. Come here, you.
Stop! Stop! There's only one man I do that with.
Everyone, get around. I want my family to share of my triumph. Not you, boy.
I'm a girl.
155 old bangers on my hands. All polished up with the mileage on the clock, telling the truth. How could I possibly make the mileage go back? I couldn't very well drive each one backwards, could I?
Backward!
When suddenly, I had the most genius idea in the world. I ran into the workshop, grabbed a drill, and using my incredible mind, I attached the drill to the speedometer of the burst car, turned it on, and whacked it into reverse!
Backwards!
Yes, boy, backwards, backwards, exactly! The drill's motor goes backwards thousands of times a second, and within a few minutes, I had reduced the mileage on that old rust bucket to practically nothing. I did it to every single car.
Backwards!
Stop talking now, darling. There's a good boy.
10 minutes later, the Russians show up.
Russians are nocturnal. I saw it on the program last night.
That was badgers. This was a program about badgers.
Same thing. And? Did it work?
That's not fair at all. They trusted you and you've cheated them.
What is the matter with you? What have we done to deserve a child like you?
You know what I'm going to do tomorrow? I'm going down to that library of yours, telling that old bag you'll never be late again.
What? No, please don't.
And if she does, I'll have her fired. And you will never read another stinking book as long as you live. I'll put an end to your stories, young man. Now get in there and stay in there, you nasty little creep!
At night, the escapologist's daughter cried herself to sleep, alone in her room. She never said a single word about the evil Aunt's bullying, as she didn't want to cause a fuss, and so she suffered in silence. This only encouraged the woman to greater cruelties, until one day she exploded. You are useless, filthy, nasty little creep! And she beat her and threw her into a dank, dark, dusty cellar, locked the door, and went out. But that day, the escapologist happened to come home early, and when he heard the sound of his daughter's tears, he smashed the door open!
I am here, little girl. Please don't cry. Dry your eyes, wipe away your tears. Little girl, forgive me. I didn't mean to desert you. Don't cry, little girl. Nothing can hurt you, you've nothing to fear.
I've been so wrapped up in my grief for my wife that I have forgotten the one thing that matters to us most. I love you so much, my daughter, I shall spend the rest of my life making it up to you. We shall be together forever. Don't cry, Daddy. I'm alright, Daddy. Please don't cry here. Let me wipe away your tears.
Forgive me.
Daddy, forgive me.
I didn't mean to desert you.
I didn't want to upset you. Please, Daddy, don't cry.
little
I'll
girl.
be alright. With
Nothing
you by
can
my
hurt
side,
you.
I've nothing to fear. You're here. But when the little girl fell asleep, the escapologious fox turned to the acrobat sister, and an almighty rage grew inside his great heart. This demon, this villain, this monster, she has sullied the memory of my wife.
She has betrayed the trust of her own sister.
She has shown cruelty to the most precious reality of my marriage.
Bullying children is her game.
Is it?
Then let us see what this creature thinks she can do when the wrath of a grown man stands before her.
But that was the last the little girl ever saw of her father, because he never came home ever again.
Matilda, I've got you those books we spoke about, so if you'd like to.
What are you doing with those books, woman?
They're for Matilda.
Oh no, they are not. There's an age for reading and an age for being a filthy little toad. These are toads, aren't you, Bog Trotter?
Yes, Miss Trunchbull.
Yes, Miss Trunchbull. Only Bog Trotter here is now a good toad. Sit. It has become clear to me, honey, that you have no idea what you are doing. You believe in kindness and fluffiness and books and stories. That is not teaching. To teach the child, we must first break the child. Quiet, you maggots!
But no one was speaking, Miss Trunchbull.
Miss Honey, please understand that when I say quiet, you maggots, you are entirely included in that statement. Where's my jug of water?
I'll get Miss Trunchbull.
Stupid girl. Look at you. Flabby. Disgusting. Revolting. Ow! Revolting, I say! I think it's about time we toughened you all up with a little phys ed. This school of late has started reeking. Quiet, maggots, when I'm speaking! Reeking with the most disturbing scent. Only the finest nostrils smell it, but I know it oh too well. It is the odor of rebellion. It's the bouquet of dissent. And you may bet your breeches this headmistress finds this foul odoriferousness wholly olfactorily insulting. And so, to stop the stenches parade, I find a section of phys ed sorts the merely rank from the revolting. The smell of rebellion comes out in the sweat, and phys ed will get you sweating. And it won't be long before I smell the pong of aiding and abetting. A bit of phys ed will tell us who has a head full of rebellious thoughts. Held, just like a rotten egg floats to the top of a bucket of water. The smell of rebellion, the stench of revolt, the reek of insubordination.
I can't take it anymore.
Resistance, the pong of dissent, the punk of mutiny in action.
I can't
Before a weed becomes too big and greedy, you really need to nip it in the bud. Position 2! Before the worm starts to turn, you must scrape off the dirt and rip it from the mud. A whiff of incense,
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2,
the
3,
reek of prepubescent protest, the pong of defiance,
1, 2,
the
3,
odor of
4, 1, 2,
the
3,
waft
4.
of anarchy in progress.
Please.
Once we've exorcised these demons, they shall be too pooped for scheming. Some double time discipline should stop the rot from setting in. All right, let's step it up. Double time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Discipline for children who aren't listening, with digits that are fidgeting and whispering in history. They're chattering and chittering, they're nattering and twittering. Is tempered with a smattering of discipline. We must begin insisting on rigidity and discipline, consistently resisting this anarchistic mischief in these minutes you are frittering, on pandering and pitying. While little ones like this, they just need
Discipline!
the smell of rebellion, the stench of revolt, the reek of prepubescent plotting, a whiff of resistance, the pong of dissent, the funk of moral fiber rotting. Aha! And there, just like I said, the stinky maggot rears his head. Even the squittiest, piteous mess can harbor seeds of stinkiness. Have you ever seen anything more repellent? Have you ever smelt anything worse than that smell of rebellion?
Discipline, no more whispering, children need discipline, cut out their
till you are squashed, till this rebellion is quashed, till glorious sweaty discipline has washed this sickening stench away. Because you, Miss Honey, are pathetic. You are wet. You are weak. You are, in fact, a sniveling little newt. Newt, it's disgusting. It's a snake.
Watch out, Miss Trunchbull. It's going to bite. I bet it's poisonous. Children, please.
You!
Wait, no, I didn't do anything!
You did this, you vile, repulsive, malicious little sinner!
Oh, no, stop!
What's that, maggot? Stop when we're only just getting started!
Oh, no, stop!
Miss Trunchbull, don't please. You'll pull his ears off.
I've found, Miss Honey, through many years of experimentation, that the ears of small boys do not come off. They stretch. In fact, I think I can feel these ones stretching now.
Oh, no, stop!
Leave him alone, you big fat bully!
Oh!
How dare you? You are not fit to be in this school. You ought to be in prison. In the deepest, dankest, darkest prison, I shall wheel you out on a trolley with a muzzle strapped to your mouth. I shall crush you. I shall pound you. I shall dissect you, madam. All of these disgusting little slugs shall suffer the most appalling indignities because of you. Yes, you!
says red, and how if we are travelling at almost the speed of light, and we're holding a light, that light would still travel away from us at the full speed of light, which seemed right in a way. So I'm trying to say, I'm not sure, but I wonder if inside my head I'm not just a bit different from some of my friends. These answers that come into my mind unbidden, these stories delivered to me fully written, and everyone shouts like they seem to like shouting. The noise in my head is incredibly loud, and I just wish they stopped. My dad and my mum and the telly and the stories would stop for just once. And I'm sorry, I'm not quite explaining it right, but this noise becomes anger, and the anger is light, and the burning inside me will usually fade, but it isn't today. And the heat and the shouting, and my heart is pounding, and my eyes are burning, and suddenly everything is quiet. Like silence, but not really silent. Just that still sort of quiet. Like the sound of a page being turned in a book, or a pulse in a walk in the woods. Quiet. Like silence, but not really silent. Just that nice kind of quiet. Like the sound when you lie upside down in your bed. Just the sound of your heart in your head. And though the people around me, their mouths are still moving, cannot reach me anymore. And it is quiet, and I am warm, like I've said. Of excuses for children, and you, madam, standing there like the squid of squits on its beating heart. But I am a match for you, and I say there's no length to which I shall not go, no punishment I shall not inflict, no finger I shall not stretch back, no ear I shall... What is that? Oh, what is... Get it off me! Oh, it's heading north. I've got a newt in my knickers. I've got a newt in my knickers! I've got a newt in my knickers!
Well, that was interesting. I think we'd all better go home. Well, we still can! Matilda?
Watch.
Matilda, I think, would be wise to go before.
Watch, please. I moved it with my eyes. Am I strange?
How do you fancy a nice cup of tea?
So, what do you think it is, this thing with my eyes?
I can't pretend that I know, Matilda, but I don't believe we should be frightened of it. I think it's something to do with that incredible mind of yours.
You mean there's no room in my head for all my brains, so they have to squeeze out through my eyes?
Well, not exactly, but yes, something like that. You certainly are a special girl, Matilda. I met your mother. She's unusual. What about your father? Is he proud to have a daughter as clever as you?
Oh, yeah, very. He is very proud. He is very, 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 very proud. He's always saying, I'm so proud of you. That's not true, Miss Honey. That's not what he says. He calls me a liar and a cheat and a nasty little creep.
I see. Here we are. Home sweet home.
Are you poor?
Yes. Yes, I am. Very.
Don't they pay teachers very much?
Well, they don't, actually. But I am even poorer than most because of other reasons. You see, I used to live with my aunt, but one day I was out walking and I came across this old shed. I fell completely in love with it. I ran to the farmer and begged him to let me move in. He thought I was mad, but he agreed, and I've lived here ever since.
But Miss Honey, you can't live in a shed.
I'm not strong like you, Matilda. You see, my father died when I was young. Magnus was his name. He was very kind. But when he was gone, my aunt became my little guardian. She was mean and cruel, like you can hardly imagine. And then, when I got my job as a teacher, she presented me with a bill for looking after me all those years. She'd written everything down, every tea bag, every electricity bill, every tin of beads. And she made me sign a contract to pay her back every penny. She even produced a document that said my father had given her his entire house.
But did he really do that? Magnus, I mean, did he really just give her his entire house?
I don't know. But I find it hard to believe. Just like I cannot believe that he would have killed himself. Which is what she said happened.
You think she did him in, don't you, Miss Honey?
I cannot say, Matilda. All I know is that years of being bullied by that woman has made me pathetic. I was trapped.
And that's why you live here.
This roof keeps me dry when the rain falls. This door helps to keep the cold at bay. On this floor I can stand on my own 2 feet. On this chair I can write my lessons. On this pillow I can dream my nights away. And this table, as you can see, well, it's perfect for tea. It isn't much, but it is enough for me. It isn't much, but it is enough.
But Miss Honey, she's got your father's house. She's got everything that's yours.
On these walls I hang wonderful pictures. Through this window I can watch the seasons change. By this lamp I can read. And I am set free. And when it's cold outside, I feel no fear. Even in the winter storms, I am warmed by a small but stubborn fire. And there is nowhere I would rather be. It isn't much, but it is enough for me. For this is my house. This is my house. It isn't much, but it is enough for me. This is my house. This is my house. It isn't much, but it is enough. but it is enough for me. Well, yes, my mother gave it to him before she died. You see, she was...
An acrobat?
Well, yes, she was. How did you... And my father was an escapologist. Matilda, how do you know that?
So they were your parents.
What? Who? I don't...
The people in my story.
What? Story?
A story. I've been telling a story, and I thought I was making it up. But it's real. It's your life. I've seen your life.
You've seen my life?
She did him in. Let's go to the police.
What? No, we can't. We have no evidence.
But you could just tell them. Tell them she did it.
That wouldn't work, Matilda. It would be my word against hers, and they would never believe that she was capable of murder.
But why? She was so cruel to you. She beat you. She shouted at you. She locked you up in tiny cupboards and threw you in cellars.
Stop, Matilda, please.
Miss Honey, your aunt's a murderer. She killed Magnus. Who is she? A contract is a contract is a contract. Miss Trunchbull.
Children, in this world there are two types of human being, the winners and the losers. I am a winner. I play by the rules and I win. But if I play by the rules and I do not win, then something is wrong. Something is not working, and when something is wrong, you need to put it right, even if it screams. What are you looking at?
You.
This class is going to have a very special spelling test. Anyone who gets any single answer wrong shall go to choking. You spell now let me see, spell Newt.
Newt. N-E-W-T. Newt.
What?
Miss Honey's taught us. She's very good at teaching.
Nonsense! Miss Honey is too soft and peachy to be good at anything. Any moron can see that. You, stand up, turn around and spell the one thing you all are, revolting.
Revolting. R-E-V-O-L-T-I-N-G.
You're cheating!
Of course she's not cheating. She's simply spelling the word.
These specks of dust cannot be this clever. They are worms.
I've taught them, that's all, with kindness and patience and respect.
How dare you bring those words into my classroom, madam? You know nothing of teaching, and I shall prove it. You, filth-bog, snot-nose, spell amchelicomanial septricolostimosis.
What? But that's not a word, you just made it up.
Spell, or go to chokey. And I should warn you, it has silent letters.
A M C H E L L A.
Oh dear. Oh dearie, dearie, dear.
K.
Oh, I'm so sorry. It was a silent Z. You're going to chokey.
Cat. C-A-F. Cat. I got it wrong too, miss. You have to put me in choking too.
What?
Dog. D-Y-P, dog. And me. Table. X-A-D-F-Y. And me.
what are you doing? What's going on? Stop this!
You can't put us all in choky. Banana. G-T-A-A-B-L.
Maggots. T-S-P-A-D-Y-F.
Snot nose. U-T-O-O-O-O. Stop! This is
Naughty. P-U-F-T-Y-X-N.
Big fat bully. P-Y-T-L-F-D-R-B-S-W.
Revolting. P-S-Q-Q-Q-A-S-T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 89X. Revolting.
You have to put me in choky too. You can't put us all in choky, miss. Oh, come now, maggots. Did you think I hadn't thought of that? I've been busy. A whole array of chokies. One for each and every one of you. And now that our little spelling test is over, I can tell you that each and every one of you has failed. You see, children, in this world there are two types of human being, the winners and the losers.
chalk! Look, the chalk! It's moving! Look, it's writing something!
What the devil? Who?
No one's doing anything! Agatha! This is madness!
No, it can't be.
Give my Jenny back her house!
It can't be Magnus.
Or I will get you like you got me!
Never again will she get the best of me. Never again will she take away my freedom. And he won't forget the time we fought for the right to be a little bit naughty. Never again will a choky or slum. Never again will I be bullied down. Never again will I doubt it when my mom says I'm a miracle. Never again will we live behind bars. Never again will we know we are revolting children living in revolting times. We sing revolting songs, using revolting rhymes. We'll be revolting children till our revolting's done, and we'll have chance for revolting. We're revolting.
few days later, the acrobat and escapologist's daughter received a letter in the mail from a solicitor. It said that her parents' will had mysteriously turned up, and she was now the owner of the beautiful old house which had previously been owned by the evil aunt, one Agatha Trunchbull. She moved in immediately and was very happy, the happiest she had been in her entire life.
As for Miss Trunchbull, she was never seen again. The Chokies were immediately destroyed and a new head mistress took over.
And her name was Miss Honey. It was often said that it was the best school in all the land.
And do you know something else? Matilda was never again able to move things with her eyes. I thought perhaps it was because her mind was being challenged, but she said it was because she no longer had need for her superpowers. But sometimes I would look at Matilda, this little girl who had done so much to help others, but who was stuck living with parents who were mean and cruel and called her names, and I would feel my blood boil. And I would wish that I could just do something.
So, this is the end. And I wish so very much that I could tell you that this story does have a happy ending. I wish so very much that I could tell you that Matilda did get the love she deserved. But maybe not all stories do have happy endings.
Oi! Just said that goblin for going to Spain.
Spain. But why? Because this idiot, this nit, this twit brain seemed to think it would be a good idea to sell 150 bangers to the Russian Mafia!
I didn't know they were blaming Russian mafia, did I? Come on, boy, but leave it forever and never coming back.
Let Matilda stay here with me.
I beg your pardon?
Mr. Wormwood, I would love to take Matilda, if she would like to stay with me, that is. I would look after her with love and respect and care, and I pay for everything. Would you like that, Matilda?
Yes, I do.
And you want to look after her?
I do.
Well, we are a bit short of room, so yes.
Thank you.
And Matilda leapt into Miss Honey's arms.
And hugged her.
And Miss Honey hugged her back.
And they hardly noticed, as the wormwoods, as the wormwoods and Rodolfo sped away into the distance.
Because they had found each other.
Yes, they have found each other.
lot of difference inside.